What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Don, back with another video. Today I wanted to talk about this Olympic athlete. She's a track runner. Her name is ShaCarri Richardson, and ShaCarri Richardson, and she faces disqualification after testing positive for marijuana. And there's a lot of outrage about this, and it's just weed, like, what does that matter? It's getting legal in so many states now. She shouldn't be banned for smoking weed. It's not performance enhancing. And I think, although maybe there's truth to that, I don't know, like, as somebody who's played many sports, I never really associated smoking weed and really playing sports, as something that, especially at the level that she's done, because obviously I'm not an Olympic athlete, but it's even worse at her level, especially if you play on high levels of sports. I really don't think that goes together. It doesn't go together. And if you read the article, it says the USDA, when it comes to most drugs, has two categories. Either if it's a type of drug that's performance enhancing, obviously it's banned, or it's just not in the spirit of the sport. And I think, this is the spirit of the sport for me, and it's the level of competition. For me, the level of competition is too high to risk smoking weed, even though she did admit that one of the reasons she smoked weed is because she was dealing with the death of her, let me see if I get this right. Her biological mother a week before the trials, and which is understandable, and condolences go out to her for that. I've experienced loss in my life also, my mother, and it's something terrible to go through. But as an Olympic athlete, there has to be some type of decision that's made, and that coincides with you competing in the Olympics, saying, hey, I'm gonna be at Olympic trials. Maybe I shouldn't do that. And I think this is where I feel like the Olympic Committee, is trying to protect themselves. I think what was going to end up happening, if you start to allow stuff like this to happen, there's always people who are going to find little ways around everything, and all of a sudden now it becomes the next person kind of smoked something like weed, but it's not weed, but it's not performance enhancing, and that person will win like a medal or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And now because that person wants a medal, now they need to clearly define what's allowed and what's not. And I think to protect themselves from the sport becoming really tainted in a way, because, certain drugs are not familiar with everybody. People finding all sorts of things that they want to take, and they swear it's not performance enhancing, but it makes you feel better. And then, at the level is just too high to start allowing certain drugs to be allowed, that even if you say it's not performance enhancing, it doesn't affect your body. Because this article also goes on to say that in a 2011 study that they found that even though certain drugs such as marijuana, it can put you in harm's way, it can be dangerous because now it allows your body not to react a certain way. Because maybe your body reacts slower and you're like a long jumper and now you don't react as fast as you could, and now all of a sudden you hurt yourself, and now they got to deal with that because they allowed, like, for example, marijuana to be something that you can take while you're competing in these games. And I think that's what you have to remember. It's not about what it does and what it doesn't do. It's about what it can help you prevent, and overall in the sport where, these guys are very good. And unfortunately, everybody wants to have a little bit of an edge. And even if you say it doesn't help, for some people, you just don't know. What if the next guy who wins a silver medal in front of a gold medal says, oh, well, you've been smoking weed and that could have helped you? I say, oh, it's not true. And now it's a he say, or, you know what I mean? I think when it comes to high levels of competition, certain laws have to be followed for there to be there's no doubt in anybody's mind that you deserve to win that medal. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. I think for the level of performance, she should have thought about where she was headed, and she probably shouldn't have smoked that, even if it was to deal with the death of a biological mother, which is tough. But I think for the Olympics, it protects themselves from having a sport that's considered the highest level of competition, especially for intercollegiate athletes, and stuff like that, and even professionals too. to give themselves a standard that says, look, you got to perform at this level, and you cannot do such and such, because if you do, you will be banned from participating in games. And they list that clear cut, because you never know if stuff is not clear. You can literally get a lawyer, and your lawyer can find all sorts of things in the letter of your laws to say that you honestly shouldn't be disqualified. And I can see that happening so easily too. That's why you're never gonna really see them allowing them to have marijuana as a substance that's going to be allowed, especially at Olympic Games. I know in recent years the NFL, I think it says here, has stopped testing, only for the first 2 weeks of training camp. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to read it. Yeah, last year NFL loosens its marijuana rules. Testing was limited to 2 weeks of training camp, and the penalty for a positive result was changed to a fine from suspension. Major League Baseball removed marijuana from its list of banned substances in 2019. The NBA suspended random drug testing for marijuana for the 2020-2021 season, but it remains on the banned list. The UFC no longer penalizes athletes for marijuana use unless the athlete is found to have intentionally used it to enhance performance. Look, man, every sport is different. The way I feel like the Olympic Committee and the Olympics is looking at this, like, look, man, we're going to set a level of standard here. And this is the Olympics, and if you can't follow that, then you should not be allowed to compete in your competition. And I understand that. Just because certain sports have those rules doesn't mean that the Olympics have to follow them. Because the Olympics is very, very, very competitive, man. If there was a way, if there was something you could take as an Olympic athlete that gave you advantage or helped you even feel better, even if it doesn't give you an advantage, many people would do that and take it. Trust me. And that creates a whole bunch of stigma, and it would create a whole bunch of issues now, because especially those who would be defeated by you would say, hey, I didn't take any of this stuff. How come I didn't do that and you did, and now you beat me? That's not fair. Trust me, it will get like that. So that's why I think people have to understand that certain things should just not be allowed, especially at the level of competition, so that there's no confusion or there's no doubt that you deserve to win. But that's just my take on it. I wish her the best. I hope that she can get back to running. I thought it was an interesting case. You know what I'm saying? I just think that you have to understand that there's a certain level that you need to follow. The American Track Federation abides by the WADA drug rules, and so does the Olympics. It's a high level of competition. It's your boy Donnie, though. Like, comment, subscribe, enjoy these videos. Let me know what you think. What do you guys think about this? Coming back with you for more videos, man. I'm making videos every day. You guys know what I do. It's your boy Don. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time, man. Peace. I'm out.